Halo 2 is beautiful. There is not another game I can think of that has the same effect that Halo 2 does. There is something mysteriously majestic about its world and story building. It's not just a sci-fi shoot 'em up, it's an experience that personally kind of changed how I see and expect sci-fi to be, like, even today. Halo has always been part of my childhood, and honestly, as cringy as it may sound, it still affects my tiny-minded brain when thinking of Halo 2 21 years later. I still think of the first time I booted up Halo 2 with my dad and was absolutely gobsmacked by the sheer awesomeness it beheld, from game's atmosphere and weapons to the epic tale of a badass green machine and his blue girlfriend. Now, I would love to go on and on about why I love Halo 2, but if we did that, this video would consume my everyday life and take any spare time I had. And I've got to say, Halo 2 is severely underrated, I think, in my opinion. It just doesn't get the same recognition as the other Halos as much as they deserve it. I genuinely believe Halo 2 has one of the most awesome sci-fi stories out there. Halo 1 was indeed an industry standard when it came to its evolved combat mechanics and its storytelling. However, Halo 2 expanded and thrived in every way that Halo 1 did. I get why some people are going to say, oh, but why is Mr. Junkbox? Halo 2 at the time of release had flaws that people even back then preferred Halo 1's simple but elegant approach to mechanics. And I gotta say, nuh-uh. But in all seriousness, there are a few flaws I can, let's just say, forgive people pointing out. I want to get into the world's atmosphere first. There is something truly majestic, as I said before, about the world design of Halo 2 specifically. Sure, Halo 1, 3, and Reach had a mysterious atmosphere as well, but there's something truly special about 2's that I can't get over whenever I replay this game. As soon as you start the first mission, you're introduced to a whole different world. You have High Charity as this massive alien city homeworld, and obviously you have something that you recognize. Earth. So even though you're in this sci-fi world, you have something familiar in it already. You have something to fight for. You have a motive to protect Earth as your own because you recognize it, threatened by this unpredictable force of alien species. The Halo ring you explore in Halo 2 is definitely one of the best, from the ancient Forerunner structures to the scenic strolls through its outside environment. The old Forerunner structures look ancient, like they haven't been set foot in for thousands of years. When playing through with anniversary graphics, I really do prefer the original for its ancient and dormant look. It's dark, gritty, and it makes you feel like you're exploring old tech for the first time. It truly is a masterpiece. I'm definitely all in for the graphics of Halo 2, and you'll notice I will be showing a lot of my own footage of Halo 2's anniversary graphics for the majority of this video. I genuinely think they are an improvement in a lot of ways, and I do think Blur Studios deserve the recognition for their awesome cutscenes. My wish is for Halo to turn these exact artistic scenes into a full-fledged Halo movie. The TV series severely disappointed me, and I want this so badly. And that's not to say I don't like the original graphics. I love early 2000s 3D graphics, and Halo 2 is no exception when it comes to its dark and fleshed out tones of the world. I think a lot of people do prefer the original graphics. I for sure prefer some artistic decisions that the original did better than the anniversary did. For example, on the introduction level of the Arbiter, you see the Flood spores in a tank enclosure, as well as a bit later, the Flood under the glass floor below you, attacking and infecting the heretics. I really don't like how you can see them so clearly in the anniversary edition. It ruins the element of surprise and the, oh, what the hell is that type of vibe of it all. The original, however, kept it hard to see them. The green fog and dirtiness of it all really keeps that mysterious element to them. And it really does show how better graphics does not equal better atmosphere, which is why I kind of have no hope for 343's adaptation of Halo C's remake. But that's kind of a whole other video that I will not do because everyone else's other dog has made already. Now, as much as I would really like to delve into the story and all its lore, I only really want to point out the basics of the story and why I think it deserves more praise than, for example, Halo 3. Now, hear me out, fanboys. I really did like Halo 3's story. Trust me, I did. In fact, I grew up with the story more than, Halo 2 in a lot of ways. But, to be honest, it fell short in a lot of categories compared to Halo 2's voice acting and just sheer level of expansion upon characters, the three factions, humans, Covenant, and Forerunners, and just the general exploration of the Halo ring itself. It is a sheer awe and wonder to behold when walking around the levels, just discovering new landmarks and seeing the pure effort that Bungie really did put into this universe. And yeah, its plot never really satisfied me because it ended so abruptly, and I know a lot of people felt this way even today, as well as after the release of Halo 3's continuation of the Master Chief story. But that's exactly my point. The flaw about Halo 2's story is that we wanted more. The story takes off with Master Chief being rewarded alongside two new characters, Miranda Keyes, the previous game's captain's daughter, and everyone's favorite sassy Marine, Sergeant Johnson. And honestly, the best part about this campaign, all in all, is we get to see more of the Covenant and its ambitions of what they're trying to achieve. I love how it's not about, a classic achieving world dominance or a revenge story, but instead a more personal, cultish, religious value that they set for themselves. We then get to see a Zangheli elite being punished for not being able to keep the ring safe from the Master Chief, or the Demon as they call him, which by the way is probably the coolest reference to a badass alien slaying machine ever. More of a compliment than anything. This previously known elite general is burdened with the cruel marking as a punishment and will be executed unless he is more useful for something else. Foreshadowing. Shortly, we end up being invaded by a small Covenant fleet, controlled by one of the Prophet leaders, Regret, who hoped to reach a Forerunner portal set on Earth, which he coincidentally found belonged to humans. He is one of the three prophets, as they call them, and their whole goal is to reach the Great Journey, for which will transcend the worthy ones to a godhood-like state, leaving behind anyone else who is unworthy. We get further in depth with this idea where we see the elite general being dragged to the prophets who have placed for him specifically as the Arbiter, who is basically a no matter what, risk no reward mission achiever. The Arbiter is someone who will sacrifice their life for the mission's sake no matter what. We then get to play as the Arbiter, who was set on a mission to assassinate a heretic leader who seeks to falsify the Covenant's religious take on the Great Journey. Now, this take is kind of cool. Being conflicted and thinking during gameplay, there is something just off about the Great Journey, and seeing the heretic try talk out the Arbiter's intention of eradicating his false teachings is just a really good character and story building. Keeps the player engaged, and we immediately want to see and play out and see how it all turns out. Now, we're introduced to a 343 Guilty Spark, who is basically the previous game's Halo Rings monitor. Basically an AI who watches out and seeks the best for the rings they are protecting. There are at least one for each ring. We kind of get a glimpse of what the Guilty Spark is trying to say before we get rudely cut off by Tartarus, the Covenant's brutes leader. Back to the Prophet of Regret, and you will notice me jumping back and forth a lot, but don't worry, it all comes together eventually. Regret activates the Forerunner portal and scurries away shortly, followed by us and Miranda Keyes, with Master Chief taking first platoon ready for a set rally on Delta Halo Ring. Regret plans to activate this Halo, seeking the Great Journey. We then freak the freaking frick out and change our objective to an on-planet library, holding the activation index, the key to activating Halo, for which Miranda Keyes will take responsibility for while we beat the crap out of Regret. The Covenant learn of the Chief's achievement of assassinating Regret and try Glass Chief into the water where tentacles come and drag him into the depths of the unknown. That was the Elite's last straw for protecting the Prophets and have lost the will of being a safeguard of the Covenant. The Elites lose rank, for which is handed over to the Brutes, who will surely do a better job at protecting the Prophets more thoroughly. While Miranda Keyes and Johnson are set to take hold of the activation index, or the sacred icon as the prophets call it, the Arbiter is also en route for a race that will inevitably sway the side of war, and surely then, and only then, will he be worthy. Through fighting his way through hordes of flood, he finally reaches the resting place of the sacred icon, for which Miranda Keyes as well as Johnson are already there. With very, very little effort, the Arbiter takes care of Johnson, while Tartarus again rudely interrupts for the second time, taking responsibility for the icon and betraying the Arbiter, seeking full power of the Covenant. He is forced down into the well and is taken by the Gravemind. The Chief wakes to being dragged through the underground and is met up with the Flood Gravemind, alongside the Arbiter, who is then informed his belief of the Great Journey was truly wrong, and the Great Journey's true purpose was to activate the rings, therefore wiping out every living thing in the universe. So, this part really intrigues me. You have two characters who have two total different objectives from the start, who are now forced to be mutual allies seeking the same thing. I really truly love this character arc between the two, which you further see becomes a strong bond between the two in the third game. The Chief is then sent off to the High Charity, the Covenant's mother city, to kill Mercy and Truth, the other two prophets, while the Arbiter is sent to stop Tartarus from activating the ring. Mercy is then killed not by Chief but by the Flood invading High Charity and taking a hold of it while they have the distractions of the Brutes and the Elites fighting off one another. Mercy is left behind by Truth, thinking he has no one to then challenge him on his intentions and plans. Truth abandons High Charity, seeking the Ark, which is another activation point set to activate not one Halo ring, but all 6 of them. Chief chases after him while leaving Cortana behind, attempting to contain the Flood. Finally, the Arbiter and Johnson team up to take Tartarus down, and Miranda Keyes, in just the nick of time, stops the activation and sends out an emergency protocol to the Ark, putting all the other rings on standby, waiting to be activated on the Ark. The game ends with Chief saying the most badass thing a video game has ever produced.
Isolate that signal. Master Chief, you mind telling me what you're doing on that ship?
Sir, finishing this fight.
So, that was a lot, and this video is definitely more directed at the Halo community more than anyone else, which is why I left some characters and a little of the story out, letting you guys fill in the blanks, because I know almost all of you know the story. I didn't wish for this video to be too long, and I just wanted to cover the main plot for you guys so you get the basics of what the story is. And in all honesty, it's a very basic and easy to understand and not too deep storyline. I think it satisfies a lot of Halo fans, even if you like another Halo storyline better. The amazing thing about Halo and why I fell in love with it is that every game is different, whether that be gameplay, mechanics, story, or even multiplayer. There really is something for everyone. And the whole reason I'm doing this video is to express an opinion that I can't just comment on someone else's video, because I have so much passion for it that I want thousands of people to constructively criticize and praise my opinion, even if that leads you, dear viewer, to hate my guts for it. This was my first video, peeps, and I'm still getting used to editing, so I appreciate you for staying this long, showing you're a decent human being. Like and subscribe if you're interested in seeing more. Hopefully after this video, I'm going to put out a poll on a few hand-selected video games ranging from 2000s PS2 and Xbox games all the way to today's modern-day video games, all in a journey to seek and review games from someone like me who has no biased opinion, because it'll be the first time I play them. Thanks for watching. This is Mr. Junkbox signing out.